Hello and welcome to another video. This is Always Retro81 and this is what's going to be the first part of, it's kind of a video response, but on the other hand it's just been going around the place. So that is 10 games, 5, 10, 10 games that I've discovered while collecting. So to just make my life slightly easier, what I've decided to do is just take when I was collecting as after the system stopped being, the current generation. Because on and off, I've been picking up games for various systems since I was like 8 years old, and it's kind of difficult to classify what collecting is versus just picking up games when when you see them for the system that you've got. So the whole list is probably going to be quite sort of Sega and PlayStation heavy, because that's pretty much like where my passion lies with like retro gaming and such like. So without further ado, first game, and these are in no particular order by the way. First game is Predator 2 on the Master System. I heard about this from the wonderful Sega Zombie, who I'm sure a lot of the people who watch the channel may well know of. So this is a really good sort of horizontal style commando game type thing. So it's kind of like your standard sort of commando Ikari Warriors kind of run and gun, but it goes across rather than up. And it's just a really cool game, and unlike a lot of Master System games, there's quite a lot of potential to just come back to it where you got to, because it's got passwords and everything. You can continue, etc. It's not one and done. So yeah, this is a really good game, and if you get a chance to pick it up, do. It's very good. Second, and I literally only only discovered this year. Which is criminal really, because this is a really, really good game, and I wish I picked it up before, but I didn't really understand what it was back in the day. And that is Rampart, again for the Sega Master System, but you can get this on the Mega Drive. I think you can get this on the Super Nintendo and the NES. It kind of came out for every system known to man, and I'd always known about it, but never actually had a chance to play it. So I picked it up for the Master System this year, and I fell in love with it, and I have to play it all the time now. It's a really cool, like, action puzzle strategy kind of thing. Basically, you have to protect your castle from boats that are trying to blow it up, and there's like a offensive turn and a building turn, and during the building turn you get given random shapes to rebuild your castle, kind of like Tetris style, and you have to sorry, you have to rebuild the castle so that it's fully walled up before the next offensive round, which happens within a certain amount of seconds, and if you don't do that then you lose. So yeah, it's a really cool, quite frantic kind of puzzle slash action game. So yeah, well worth a look. Moving to the PlayStation 2, we have iNinja. Sorry, I've got one of these coughs that's going around, not much you can do about it. So this is a really good sort of 3D, sort of Mario 64 style kind of platformer. I believe, yeah, it's by Argonaut, who you may or may not know are the people who developed Star Fox for Nintendo. So they have quite a big pedigree. They also did Malice, which is another one of my favourite PlayStation platformers. Also doesn't get a lot of love, but I picked that up when the PlayStation 2 was like my sort of daily driver, rather than like when it was like retro or whatever. So yeah, I haven't selected that. I've gone with iNinja. This is really cool. It's quite frantic, quite fast paced, and it's got the kind of like Mario style sort of overworld system, and also there's like giant robot fighting in it for like boss battles, which is pretty cool. It's like first person and everything is quite different. So yeah, really decent game, well worth checking out. And we're going back to the Sega, but doubling the bits. Um, so, uh, first of the 2 Mega Drive games in this setup. I'm spoiling it now because I've got it sticking up over the top of the camera, but it is what it is. That is Legend of Galahad. Amiga owners may know this as Leander. It's a port. It's an Electronic Arts port of a Psygnosis game from the Amiga, and I believe possibly the Atari ST. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really up on the Atari ST. But yeah, this is a really cool action platformer, sort of hack and slash kind of thing. Similar kind of vein, I guess, to like Shadow of the Beast, but it's better developed. There's more to it. You know what you're doing. You're actually told what you're supposed to be doing, rather than just wandering around aimlessly and then dying. And the combat's a lot fairer in this. Graphics are beautiful. Great music. Yeah, really recommend this. As far as I'm concerned, doesn't really get enough love, and I'm just glad I sort of went in on it and picked it up because it's turned out to be a real keeper. And finally, for this part, we're just going to have a quick look. Oh, look, it's Tom with his Namco. Yeah, Rolling Thunder 2. Really underrated, if you ask me. Much better than the first Rolling Thunder, and I love the first Rolling Thunder, so that's quite an accolade off of me. Far more balanced. There's a lot more replay to this because you've got 2 characters rather than just the one. They don't play that differently, but there's similar kind of Rolling Thunder style gameplay. There's sort of Shinobi with guns kind of approach. And yeah, a really good game for the Mega Drive. Looks great. I think this was on the arcade as well. I know one of the Mega Drive Rolling Thunder games was only on the Mega Drive, but I think that's Rolling Thunder 3, which also, I believe, only came out in Japan and America. I don't know, might even have only come out in Japan. I don't know, it didn't come out over here anyway, so I'm a PAL guy, so I've got, this is the last Rolling Thunder I can pick up. So, yeah, a very good game. You can, again, like Predator 2, it's got a password system, which in Rolling Thunder is a godsend because anybody who's familiar with Rolling Thunder knows how bloody hard Rolling Thunder is, and Rolling Thunder 2 is no different. It's not as hard as Rolling Thunder 1, but it is still a very difficult game, and it's good to have that password system because you can just come back in where you got to last time. Anyway, that's me for the first part of this. I'll be back with the second part sooner or later, hopefully sooner. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for watching the video, and as always, peace out.